Espresso. Espresso is the basis of most coffee beverages, and it's a strong coffee created by forcing hot water through finely ground coffee under pressure. The result is a strong and compact shot of coffee topped with a golden veil of foam known as crema. Espresso is Italian for pressed out and is now one of the world's most common ways of making coffee. Espresso quality depends on the coffee grind, water temperature, pressure, and the barista. But there's more to coffee than just espresso. That leads to a world of coffee beverages. We'll take a journey across the globe to explore 25 types of coffee. Latte, creamy and smooth. A latte is a coffee beverage made of espresso and a hefty dose of steamed milk with a little bit of foam. Milk helps to reduce the espresso's bitterness and makes a latte creamy, making it a more drinkable coffee option, which explains its popularity all over the world. The drink is named after the Italian caffè latte, or milk coffee. 1 part espresso to 3 or 4 parts milk makes it one of the smoothest espressos. Latte art originated with the specialty coffee movement in the 1980s from Seattle and has gone on to become popular around the world. Americano, the watered-down espresso. An Americano is a drink that's simply espresso and hot water. It has a similar flavor to drip coffee, but with a different taste due to the espresso brewing method. It's believed the drink originated when American troops in Italy during World War II thought espresso was too bitter. So they began to mix it with hot water. The beverage retains the taste of the espresso, but is less concentrated. Affogato, dessert in a cup. Affogato is a traditional Italian dessert made with a scoop of vanilla ice cream topped with a shot of hot espresso coffee. Affogato translates as drowned, which refers to the ice cream melting into the coffee. It's typically enjoyed in Italy after lunch or dinner. Today, the ice cream is sometimes chocolate or hazelnut flavored, and some versions also contain a bit of amaretto or frangelico liqueur. Turkish coffee, the oldest. Turkish coffee is one of the oldest and still popular methods of brewing coffee. Coffee that's almost ground to powder is boiled directly in a small pot known as a kezve with water and sometimes sugar. It's unfiltered, so the coffee grounds fall to the bottom of the cup and you drink before you get there. This coffee style first emerged in the Ottoman Empire in the 16th century, and the first coffee houses were in Istanbul. There's a fortune-telling tradition of reading the patterns of the grounds in the bottom of the cup. Vietnamese egg coffee, coffee tiramisu. Vietnamese egg coffee was created in 1946 in Hanoi when fresh milk was in short supply. Nguyen Van Giang, a bartender at the Sofitel Legend Metropole Hotel, began to whip egg yolks with sugar and condensed milk to substitute the dairy, then poured it on top of Vietnamese coffee. It produces a custard-like beverage that's known as liquid tiramisu. So popular did the recipe become that Giang opened up his cafe, Giang Cafe, run today by his family. Cold brew, the long brew. Slow extracted coffee is a long, cold extraction of coffee. This typically takes 12 to 24 hours. The slow extraction process doesn't use heat, so many bitter and acidic compounds that would be extracted from the coffee, if made traditionally with hot water, are left behind, making the coffee taste sweeter and less bitter without sweetener. Cold brew is different to iced coffee, which is hot coffee poured over ice. Cold brew first became a commercial success in the US in 2015 and has since gained worldwide popularity. It also lasts longer than hot coffee and will keep for up to 2 weeks in the refrigerator. Nitro cold brew. Creamy without dairy. Nitro cold brew is cold brew coffee charged with nitrogen and dispensed from a beer keg. Because the bubbles are smaller than carbon dioxide ones, it's creamy and frothy, like it's been made with milk, but without the milk. Nitro cold brew was introduced by Starbucks in 2016 and became very popular. The way the nitrogen reacts with the coffee makes it sweeter than normal cold brew, despite not having anything added. It's typically served without ice to prevent the coffee from becoming watered down. Ethiopian Buna, coffee ceremony. Ethiopia is thought to be the origin of the coffee plant, with early tales of its discovery credited to a goat herder named Kaldi, who observed his goats behaving differently after consuming the berries of a certain tree. The Ethiopian coffee ceremony, or buna, is a highly ritualized affair and can take hours. It includes roasting uncooked green coffee beans over a fire, grinding them manually, and boiling the coffee in a clay vessel called a jabina. The ceremony involves serving the coffee in 3 cups. The first is the strongest, and the last is the weakest. The first, abol, is the strongest and is drunk for enjoyment. The second, tona, is weaker and is meant for meditation. The last, baraka, blessing, is thought to confer good luck. This can last up to 2 hours and is to be shared with family and friends. Cappuccino, the coffee classic. A cappuccino is made with equal volumes of espresso, steamed milk, and milk foam in a small cup. It's named after the Capuchin friars, an order of Catholic monks whose habits resembled the drink's color. Some say it is because the frothy milk on top looks like the friars' cowls. Cappuccino is traditionally served in the morning in Italy, as the milk content is thought to make it hard to digest in the afternoon. Some variations include using cream, non-dairy milk alternatives, and adding cocoa powder or cinnamon. Kaffeeost, coffee with cheese. Kaffeeost translates as coffee cheese and has been enjoyed by the Sami people of northern Finland and Sweden for many years. The cheese, called juustalaipa, is a mild squeaky cheese that's cut into cubes and dropped into a cup of coffee. The cheese doesn't melt but softens and becomes flavored with the coffee. First, you sip the coffee, then you eat the cheese from a spoon. The cheese is similar to halloumi or cheese curds. It may sound weird to people who have never tried it, but it is not too strong, and the cheese takes on the taste of coffee, which some people like. Mocha, coffee and chocolate. A mocha is a latte containing chocolate, typically in the form of chocolate syrup or cocoa powder stirred into the espresso before the milk is poured in. It's a combination of coffee and hot chocolate. The term originated from the port town of Mocha in Yemen, a major coffee trading center. Coffee from Yemen had a natural chocolatey taste, and the name stuck with the combination of coffee and chocolate. Subsequently, the Dutch imported coffee plants from Yemen to Indonesia, where Mocha Java, the world's first commercial coffee blend, was created. The mixture was made with the acidy-tasting Yemeni beans and earthy-tasting Javanese coffee. Café de olla, coffee from a clay pot. Café de olla translates to coffee from the pot, and it's a traditional brewing method in Mexico. It's made by cooking the coffee grounds in a clay pot with cinnamon and piloncillo, an unrefined sugar that tastes a bit like molasses. The use of the clay pot apparently gives the coffee a more earthy taste than when brewed by a coffee pot. It's a popular drink in Mexico during the morning and is often served during the Day of the Dead and Christmas holidays. It's also very warm and sweet because of the cinnamon and piloncillo. Gibraltar, cortado. The middle way. A Gibraltar, or cortado, as it's called in most other countries, is an espresso with a little steamed milk to mellow out the bitterness. It's typically a 1-to-1 ratio of espresso to milk, and it's served in a glass. Gibraltar refers to the Libby Gibraltar glass it's served in, a term that originated at Blue Bottle Coffee in San Francisco in the early 2000s. It's a great option in between an espresso and latte in terms of both its milk-to-coffee ratio and strength. So it's a good choice for those who enjoy the taste of coffee but find a regular espresso too bitter. Bulletproof coffee, butter in your coffee. Bulletproof coffee is coffee mixed with grass-fed butter and a supplement known as MCT oil, a fat that comes from coconut oil. It was first promoted by entrepreneur Dave Asprey in 2011 after he drank yak butter tea in Tibet and wanted to replicate it. It became popular with the keto and low-carb crowd. Supporters claim the fats are a sustained energy source without raising your blood sugar. Opponents say there are nutrients lost by taking out a meal to drink butter and oil. Café Cubano, sweet and strong. Café Cubano is a small, strong, sweet espresso shot from Cuba. It has a layer of sweet foam, espuma, on top, which sets it apart from a regular espresso. It's prepared by frothing up the first few drops of espresso with sugar until it becomes a pale, creamy texture, then finishing the shot. It's very intense, sweet, and creamy. Sugar is added to the drink while it is being prepared. It's very popular in Little Havana in Miami. Greek frappe, an accidental invention. The Greek frappe is a frothy iced coffee made with instant coffee, water, and occasionally sugar, and then shaken or blended until a frothy, light brown foam is formed and served with ice and water or milk. The frappe was accidentally created in 1957 at a fair in Thessaloniki when a Nescafé salesman, Dimitris Vakondios, couldn't find hot water for his coffee break. So he used instant coffee and cold water in a shaker and found the frothy foam. This soon became Greece's signature coffee beverage. Kopi luwak, the most expensive coffee. Kopi luwak is one of the world's rarest and most expensive coffees. This coffee is produced from coffee cherries, which have been consumed and digested by a small mammal known as the Asian palm civet, a cat-like animal. As the beans pass through the civet's digestive system, enzymes in the civet's stomach break down some of the proteins in the beans, supposedly removing the bitterness of the beans and creating a milder, more nuanced taste. The beans are then harvested from the feces, washed, roasted, and sold. They can sell for hundreds of dollars per pound. The concept originated in Indonesia during the Dutch colonial era, when farmers were not allowed to collect the coffee themselves and began collecting civets droppings. Dalgona coffee, coffee of the quarantine. Dalgona coffee is a frothy coffee that became a worldwide sensation in early 2020. To make it, you mix equal parts instant coffee, sugar, and boiling water until the mixture is frothy and white. and then ladle this froth onto a glass of cold milk. It sits on top and is stirred into the milk before being consumed. It's named after dalgona, a Korean candy that is similar in texture and color. It was first popularized in Korea by actor Jung Il-woo after he had a drink in Macau and discussed it on television early last year. The drink was already known in India, Pakistan, and Libya, where it is known as beaten coffee or whipped coffee and was prepared at home for a long time. Café Bonbon, espresso with condensed milk. Café Bonbon is a Spanish coffee beverage that started in Valencia and is enjoyed in Spain and Southeast Asia. It combines equal volumes of espresso and sweetened condensed milk and is typically served in a shot glass to allow you to see the two layers before you mix them together. The condensed milk goes to the bottom as it's heavier than the coffee, and you can see the layers of dark coffee and white milk. Bonbon literally means candy or sweet treat in Spanish. It's sweet, decadent, and petite, more like a dessert than coffee. Café Touba, Senegal's sacred beverage. Café Touba is Senegal's most popular drink and is a sacred beverage in the Mouridi Brotherhood, one of the largest Islamic Sufi orders established in Senegal in the late 1800s. It's prepared from a combination of coffee and a West African spice called salim pepper, or grains of salim, or jar in Wolof, and occasionally cloves. This gives it a warm, spicy, almost medicinal taste, unlike any other coffee drink. The beverage is named after the holy Senegalese city of Touba and is associated with the teachings of the Brotherhood's founder, Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. Flat white, Australia's coffee contribution. A flat white is an espresso with steamed milk. It's like a latte but smaller, stronger, and with less foam. This drink was first conceived in either Australia or New Zealand in the 1980s. So it's a matter of proportions. The flat white is the same amount of espresso, but less milk. So the coffee taste is less diluted. The milk is steamed to be an almost silky consistency with very little or no foam, hence the word flat. It became one of the big coffee trends around the world when it was introduced by Starbucks in 2015, and a drink that many people had never seen or tried before. Mazagran, original iced coffee. Mazagran is often credited as the first iced coffee and originated in Algeria in the 1840s. French troops were based near a fort called Mazagran, where milk was scarce, so they began drinking their coffee black and cold, occasionally with some cold water and/or sugar. When they returned to France, cafes began offering it, and from there, Mazagran has evolved in many different ways. Today in Portugal, Mazagran is usually made with espresso over ice, topped with lemon juice and sometimes sparkling water, which makes it taste a bit sour and refreshing, not like any other coffee beverage. Yuanyang, coffee and tea. Yuanyang is a beverage in Hong Kong that is made by blending coffee with milk tea, typically 1 part coffee to 2 parts. Hong Kong milk tea, which is a thick tea made with evaporated or condensed milk. Its name is derived from the Chinese word for the Mandarin duck, a type of duck in which males and females look very different and is used to symbolize 2 different things coming together. It was invented as a working-class beverage in the restaurants of Hong Kong's Cha Chan Tengs, which are local-style diners that have been an important part of the city's culture since the 1950s. You can drink it hot or iced. Arabic coffee, a rite of hospitality. Kahwa, Arabic coffee, is typically prepared with lightly roasted Arabica, coffee beans and spices such as cardamom. It's boiled, served in small cups, and can be part of hospitality and social occasions. It's typically unsweetened, and coffee is prepared in a dala and served in tiny cups with a pattern called finjan. This coffee is native to Greater Yemen and Saudi Arabia, starting in the Yemeni port of Mocha. Kahwa was listed as an intangible cultural heritage by UNESCO in 2015. The Scandinavian egg coffee acidity eliminator. Scandinavian egg coffee is different to the Vietnamese version. It's a way to brew coffee that is common in Sweden and Norway, and among Scandinavian immigrants in the American Midwest, where it became popular in the 19th century and is still served at church and community events. It requires whisking a raw egg, sometimes with the shell, into the dry coffee grounds before brewing. The egg coagulates and clings to the bitter oils and compounds in the coffee as it's cooked, then rises to the top of the pot, bringing the bitterness with it and leaving a clear, less bitter, lighter beverage. The result is a coffee with little or no bitterness and a smooth and mild taste that can be shocking to some people. From the jolt of espresso to the gentle infusion of cold brew, from the creamy decadence of Vietnamese egg coffee to the aromatic cafe tuba, from the serendipitous discovery of Greek frappe to the ritualistic Ethiopian buna. Coffee is more than a beverage. It's a voyage through cultures, times, and countries. Each cup tells a story. Each brewing method is a creation of the people. Which one of these coffees would you like to taste? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon. See you soon.